they're
Hello.
fun.
How are you?
That was perfectly in sync. How are you?
Fine. Look at this.
I just finished our first whiskey tasting. We just finished it.
Yes. How was the experience?
It was great. I made sure I didn't drink many. Just a little bit. But it was great.
So how many whiskeys you taste?
We did 5 whiskies. Scottish, Irish, American, South African, and Nihongo no whiskey. This Japanese whiskey.
A whiskey song.
It was great. Everyone thought the story was really beautiful.
How do you say whiskey in Japanese?
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Whiskey
Foreign
song.
words. Whiskey san. Everyone's mind was blown when I told them that Suntory whiskey is Tori-san. And they're like, whoa. Yeah, it's fun. So, I've already had little bits of whiskey, so I was like, oh, I need a light wine. So we've got a really alcoholic red wine here.
Brian Darkin says,
Dad says Jambo.
Jambo.
I think my dad's drunk. I don't know what's going on there. Welcome back, everybody. Now, before
Jambo
we begin...
is his nickname.
Jambo is what his boys call him. Hey, Jambo.
I'm Brian Jambo Darkin.
People know me as Brian, but I go by Jambo. Hello, nice jacket, Mr. Madrid. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thanks, Kevin. Anyway, so before we move on, as per usual, we have homework. But before we tell you the homework, we have now got a prize for this month.
Yes.
Now, before we show you the prize, how can they win the prize?
Well, it's so simple. Yes, take a picture of the bottle we are going to drink today and upload it to your social networks.
Like one of these kind of
Instagram, Facebook,
like
Twitter. We don't care.
As long as we see it.
Yes. So don't forget to tag us. So mention us and upload the picture. That's all.
And
you're in. So
you're in.
Yes, you're in. So if you do it, you have 6 chances of
winning a very a wine which has been dear to our heart since we opened a long time ago. Maybe one of the most elegant
it's
wines.
deeper in my heart than yours.
Yeah,
because I went to the winery and
without telling me, and I had to work, and you left me.
Yes. It was a great day.
So I hate this wine. Look at this amazing label as well.
This is Alexander the Great. It's one of the best wines of Casa Rojo winery.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best red wine. Well, they've got Minami.
No, they have
anyway,
the Minami, but
it's cheaper than Minami, which is very, very expensive. Just for those of you who were wondering why...
No, this is not a cheap wine, by the way.
Well, no, it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Minami's like...
Minami is much more expensive.
You'll notice there's a little pig with a mechanical leg. 4 friends opened the winery, and one of them left. So they
decided to continue the project.
So there's one leg
but
missing.
with a mechanical leg.
So
hello, Eva.
Oh, what a surprise. Our favourite drunk is back. So if you want to try and win this lovely, lovely, super elegant Ribera, all you need to do, take a photo. If we see it, you could maybe win. So, speaking of wine.
Yes, and by the way, give us a like, subscribe. Because otherwise you don't...
you don't deserve it.
Because otherwise you don't notice when we upload a new video. So yes, give us a like, give us 2 thumbs. Give us subscribe. Press the bell.
That's enough. We've hoarded ourselves out enough already. Give us money. Come and give us a massage.
Well, also it's a busy week for us because actually we have on Saturday our first experience after COVID, right? No,
we did one.
We did
in
one
summer when it was more
in summer.
open.
Yeah,
we're going to a winery.
We are back with the experiences in wineries, and we are visiting Lithuania, one of the most prestigious wineries in Madrid. Mm-hmm. And then we are gonna have a great lunch in Chinchon. So that. And everything is going to be hosted by Mr. Darakat.
Hello there. Yeah.
That's going to be this. Is there any open, any free space for...
I think there is.
Next Saturday?
I think so, yeah. And if anyone's listening and watching this in the future...
This Saturday is already complete. It's full. But for the next one, maybe
for Ava, Kevin and Dad, sorry. But if anyone's watching this in the future... and you have a group of friends, do let us know because we do visits whenever people want.
Yeah.
and we have private transport that takes you to wineries, takes you to the vineyards, takes you.
You can drink as much as you can,
and people do. Oh my God, they do.
you don't have to care about that,
Yeah,
and you don't have to live your life in Luke Darker's hands.
it's always a good idea. So, what are we drinking today, Mr. Madrid?
Well, we are drinking Mass Altitude.
Is it Mass Altitud?
Mass
I thought it was Altitude Plus.
Mass
Jolly
Altitude.
good.
Mass!
Mass Altitude. Mass.
More. Yes, Mass Altitude.
Look at that.
Garnacha. Garnacha is one of my favorite grapes because it can be so versatile. It's the kind of grape you can have a big bomb from Aragon.
It's a chameleon, isn't it?
That you cannot finish the bottle because you cannot hear the person next to you.
What do you say?
I remember when we drank Brega, I was looking at you and I heard you something like.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah, but in this case we are going to do a completely different Garnacha.
Very different style.
It's same grape, and for all of you who have been following the boxes and the tastings, we had in the last box we have Particular, which is one of those examples of big, boozy, juicy Garnachas.
It's still boozy.
Oops. But in this case, we are going to drink a complete different Garnacha. Enemigo Mio, for example, from Casa Roja as well, is super light, easy to drink. But Godina, boom.
Say goodbye to your morning.
Yeah.
Right, so get your tasting sheets. You've got the tasting sheet? We do.
Yes, I am ready as always.
Well, as always.
What? Sorry. So wine, Mass Altitude.
Actually, before it's cheers,
sorry,
for God's
sorry.
sake.
Cheers. Good,
Anyway.
right?
It's nice.
Can you?
It's very smooth. Anyway, sorry.
It's very smooth.
I'm making sounds.
So wine is Mass
Altitude
Altitude.
Plus.
Mass Altitude. The vintage is 2018.
The good old days, as I call
Grapes
it.
is 100% Garnacha, right?
100% Garnacha Tinta. Right.
Actually, this area is another area specialized in Garnachas, right?
Yeah, it's become a new.
Including Madrid, the west of Madrid,
So obviously,
Gredos,
that's
Mentrida.
zona production. Jumping ahead, Mr.
But I'm talking about Garnacha. This is one of the
modern homes.
yeah
Or something.
yeah.
Although these are old vines.
Alcohol 15%. So yeah.
Not as strong as a whiskey, but it's keeping me lubricated.
Beware! You have done all your homework for today, because this is going to be the last thing you're going to do.
This is the end of your evening, or the start of your evening. I don't know.
The producer, tell us.
Alto Horizonte.
Alto Horizonte.
The High Horizon, which is a beautiful name. More on the bodega in a minute. It's actually kind of two bodegas in one. Tinta. Tintorera is the other one.
Everybody is asking Garnacha Tinta or Tintorera. Garnacha Tinta. Tintorera is the darker version of this. The main difference is that when you open the grape, Garnacha Tinta is white inside, is like jelly gray color. And the Tintorera is red inside. And the region is
Well,
tell us about the region.
this is why it gets confusing. So, I wanted to have a red Garnacha from Gredos at some point, from the Gredos. And so when they approached us with this, I was like, this is a great example of and a great opportunity to have a red wine made by Garnacha from the Gredos Mountains. So I thought, so it's not Madrid. No, it's not Madrid. Okay, is it Cebreros, which is a vino de la tierra called Cebreros? No, it's not Cebreros. Okay. Is it, vino de calidad Sierras de Gredos? No, it's not that either. Like, for God's sake. So in theory, this is a vino de mesa, it's a table wine. It's an autor, a personal project wine, but it's in the same area of it's the Avila province Gredos Mountains. The closest would be the Sierra de Gredos Vino de Calidad region, but you could just think of it as a red wine from the Gredos Mountains. I'll tell you more specifically about the villages, and we have photos of the villages in a bit, because this is a very unique project. But think of it as a high altitude Gredos area, mountains, west of Madrid. Wine.
So let's go and taste it.
Quite light.
I was looking for a video I have of a guy pressing two grapes. The Garnacha.
Yes.
Couldn't
Couldn't find it.
Classic Roque.
Because Renroque says, I was looking for a video of a guy. You never know where that sentence is going to finish. So it's quite a pale wine. Beautiful colour though. It's
very light.
Yeah.
Medium to no body.
Medium to light body, yeah. By Spanish standards, it's quite light. But tonight, you can see a little bit of orange from the aging.
It reminds me some garnachas from San Martín de Valdeiglesias.
Yeah, I mean we're in the same neighbourhood as the Madrid garnachas here. I think this one's a little bit less spicy, maybe than the Madrid ones. Well, we'll talk about the nose.
Clean and clear.
Yeah, no teeth in it. Schnoz time, I wanted to say. Now,
olfactory phase.
The olfactory phase. This is less spicy than the Madrid ones.
Yeah.
It's a bit more elegant, a bit more delicate.
It's not very intense.
No, it's very delicate. You've got definitely those nice cherries and plums that you always have. There's a little bit of something earthiness.
Yes, it's something earthy and smoky here.
Maybe some black pepper or something.
It's about complexity, I would say it has. It's a little bit complex.
Yeah.
It's not that simple.
I would say it's like, I mean, it has had barrel. This has had, so I've got my points here. This is quite a complicated one.
It has something like gum or
like kind of chewing gum, bubble gum.
Yeah,
maybe.
something like that.
Now this wine, it is Garnacha. Now the vines here are more than 70 years old.
What do you think? Sorry, by the way. What do you think, guys, about the...
Yeah, Dad, you got this wine? I think my dad probably wouldn't like this wine.
No?
It's too elegant.
To me, it's a floral.
Maybe that's what you're saying. Yeah. My dad's going to like the Sicria.
Yes.
So yeah, this one, the vines they use to make this one are more than 70 years old. So these are old vines they're using.
Injected.
Oh yes, exactly right. No, like this, just like in the eyes. Now, this wine has had 14 months of aging, but in a weird way. There's concrete eggs, which are 1,700 litres. They're huge. There's also ceramic pots, which are 1,000 litres. And you have these big French oak barrels, which are 500 litres. So there's aging going on. They're all in very big containers, and 1/3 of the aging they do is in big oak. So we're not looking for an oaky wine. It shouldn't smell of oak, which is why it's complex, but it's delicate. Now the palate.
Oh, I've been enjoying it for a while now.
Mm-hmm. It's got quite good tannins, but it's quite bright still. It's very juicy.
It's very juicy. It's long. It's persistent.
Like me.
Yeah. Too persistent.
My mum says your father likes all wines. So there you go.
Brian Daraco says your father. So your other father likes. It's quite balanced for me. It's very balanced and it's mouthfeel.
I want to check the acidity first.
The acidity is quite balanced as well. It's not crazy.
It's brilliant. And the acidity is banging. Oh, there's a nice a herby bitter note at the end, which reminds me, maybe that's the whiskey tasting I just did. Reminds me, I don't know.
Do you agree with that, herby?
They have to agree by law.
Okay.
It's heresy if you disagree with me. So yes, pairing now. Oof, it's many things.
I know what I would pair with this.
What is it gonna be?
I would pair a nice, juicy lasagna.
Oh,
lasagna would be my option for this
I
one.
think red dishes like pastas would be perfect. Nothing. I think maybe if it's a steak, it's maybe not big enough for steak.
I think
maybe.
this is a nice. You bring out the lasagna in your garden with the.
I don't have a garden.
In your imaginary garden.
In my English garden. In the 1 hour when the rain
friends,
stops.
It's a
I don't
sunny
have any
day.
friends.
You open a couple of bottles of this, and it's gonna be a great day.
It's a very nice sit outside on the patio wine, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not too heavy. What would I have with it? Maybe the same thing. You know what I cooked the other day and it would work, and I might not. I had it for lunch, and then in the evening I had a date, and it was a bad idea because it had garbanzos, chickpeas. Anyway, chickpeas. I made a tomato.
Did you have a date?
Yeah,
And of course,
she passed out.
yeah.
It was a stew.
Look, Darakat, please.
It was a stew I made with hake merluza, chickpeas, tomato, pepper, like a Mediterranean flavors, lots of pimenton, and with a nice bit of bread. That would be perfect.
Okay. That is not to cook. That is to put things in together.
It's un guiso mediterráneo. What do you think paella is? Just rice and crap in it.
Wow. Next topic.
I made a frickin' no. Screw you. There's no cooking. It's a bloody amazing stew.
Cooking.
All right.
What is that? I mean,
Would you prefer that or some frickin'?
what is the merluza?
Are you literally blind? There's massive chunks of fish there. In Spain, we know everything. It's a Spanish dish.
That is not a Spanish dish.
It literally
that
is a Spanish
is
dish.
more like an accident in
You're
the
an
kitchen.
accident. There are no such thing as there's happy accidents. So anyway, I just got rid of all the chat. Sorry. So yes, but I think we're on the same page. Red flavors, maybe not too heavy, but like lovely red Mediterranean dishes would be perfect with
That
this.
is look Darakat. No recipes, only happy accidents.
That's why.
You are single. Okay, so
Damn it! You were too quick with that. Truth hurts. So.
Suggested glass. I could go for this medium to bigger one if you want, but the middle size one is perfect.
And temperatures.
Temperatures, yeah.
We've got ours a little bit fresh, about 14, 15, because not a heavy wine. The two next reds in our box are big ones. So this one is actually nicer if it's a little bit. Make sure it's not too warm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So because the lighter is the wine, the lighter is the wine, the lower can be the temperature, and you will enjoy it much better. It's like the temperature goes with the color.
It's almost like that, isn't it? Almost, yeah.
The darker is the wine, the hotter should be. No, it's not hotter, but the more room temperature should be.
Maybe, yeah. And that's generally because the darker
Don't
the
heat
wine.
a good wine.
This is a nice Ribera del Duero. I'll put this in the frying pan. Glühwein.
Yes. So no, it's better to have it a little bit cooler. And the price. Darakat.
I think it's about 15.50.
15.50.
I'm gonna have some more.
You need it.
It's been a long day.
You deserve it.
Thank you. I definitely don't need it. I don't think I deserve it either. But yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
So, yeah,
That's all the tasting notes, right?
That's the tasting shit.
So, where should we begin? So I begin with the story of the bodega.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
This
by the
is-
way, this is
oh, yeah.
this is the wine we are tasting. This beautiful bottle.
it's a
So,
cool bottle.
it's a very small bodega, right?
Yeah, so I don't even have a photo of the bodega. It's so small. This is country winemaking completely. It's a project by Micaela Rubio and her husband Aurelio Garcia. He was in our shop trying this with us. They're both enologists and they fell in love probably in a drunken night out. And they have two projects. One is in Avila, which is our Garnacha, and the other one is they have a Bobal over in Cuenca area. So what I have found, actually before we do grapes, I want to show you, because we have some photos of the villages. So I don't have photos of the bodega because there is none, and Google doesn't have any. But the bodega is in, it's two separate villages from where they are able to get these little vineyards. The first one is called it's a ridiculous one. Navatalgordo, the fat Navatal.
Or Darakat.
How dare you, sir? So there's this one.
Darakat is a farm, right?
There is a couple of farms called Darakat. What's your point, you melon expert?
No, but it is actually it's a farm. I would like to visit
Darakat
farm.
No. You have to choose your words
I
here.
would like to eat the cheese of Darakat farm.
No, you have to think about your wording here. You're saying Darakat is a farm. No, there is a farmstead called Darakat. Darakat is not a farm. Darakat is a family name. So that was Navatalgordo. The other one.
So back to the picture.
So, and the other one is called Villanueva de Avila, which is a bit easier. But these are two little villages hiding up in the Gredos, up in the mountains. And basically, they have, I've read 23 and I've read 32 microparcelas, micro plots. This is very pretty. Look at that. That's Villanueva de Avila. That is mountain viticulture over there. And around these little pueblos is where you will find that Aurelio and Micaela have got these scattered little plots of land where they have their grapes. The soil around here it's a bit like a mixture of sand with super granite. It's not dissimilar to sort of some areas in France. So it's very rocky, very old soil. And all
Is
these
this their farm?
No. This is the Gredos. Maybe you want to save those photos for your amazing spiel.
Okay.
Later. Quick, move! Don't look at that!
Okay.
It's the same idea. So these Gredos mountains. The beautiful thing about mountains is the orientation. So you can have all these different south-facing, north, west, east-facing, whatever you want. This area is very different to the other area where they make the bobal. So they have got these two projects. Alto Horizonte is the garnacha from Gredos version. The Micaela Rubio one are bobals from. What are you doing?
There we are.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Proud of that?
Say hello.
See hello. Hang on. I'm gonna just ring the doorbell on this building.
No, it's
I feel like we're in it's like a game show now.
yeah.
Anyway, so this is super micro production, right? This is our vineyard photos. This is super small, and this is really a passion project for Aurelio and Micaela. So we chose their Garnacha purely because we are fascinated by the Gredos area, because there's quite a lot of it now. It's quite demode. And there's a reason why this is interesting. These vineyards... I'm just here trying to pass the knowledge on. I can hear Rocky clicking away in the corner. Now it's going to spin. Going black and white.
Okay.
The vineyards here. The vineyards for this wine are more... Now, pay attention, kids, because this is going to be a topic we're going to talk about later in the tasting. The vineyards for this wine are more than 1,100 meters. The tallest mountain in England is 950. Snowdon...
I know people higher.
Probably. The tallest mountain in Wales, I believe, is 1,100 or something like that.
It's 2 steps.
It's still pretty big, but not by Spanish standards. So the tallest point in Wales is where they're making this. So mountain viticulture in Spain means something, all right?
Yeah, actually, we have had wines even from Picos de Europa here.
But not quite as high as these, but we have had mountain wines. I think they were... Oh, no, they're kind of similar, I think.
Yeah, I remember it was close to 1,000.
Something like that, yeah. I've got some amazing...
Picos de Caballero.
Yeah. Which we haven't... We need to reorder. I've got some amazing facts for later about high altitude. Today we're talking about high altitude vineyards. There's some amazing stuff. In Spain there's quite a lot. So these are very high altitude. They're the highest vineyards in the area, easily. And that means something. We'll talk about that more. But that was part of the reason why Michaela and Aurelio chose this area. Really high altitude, very old ranches. So that's the bodega. No photos because there isn't really a bodega as such, but you saw the 2 villages where they have their viñedos.
You had a T-shirt from Snowdon.
Yes, thank you, Mum. This is not a place to talk about my childhood wardrobe, but yes, there's a bright green T-shirt because I climbed
really?
Snowdon. I was on TV as a kid, a little fat teenager, talking about Harry Potter.
Okay.
And wearing that T-shirt.
You still have it?
Knowing my family, it will be in a box somewhere in the loft, in the attic, yeah.
I would like to. Why don't you wear it again?
Mum and Dad, if you can find the Snowdon T-shirt, I'm
and
sure...
you can send it to us. I will, for sure, Luke will wear it in the next
To be honest, I was quite fat then. I mean, I'm not thin now, but I was quite fat then. So probably I can wear it normally now. Because it was a child's T-shirt, but a fat child.
I would like to see that.
That's your homework, Mum and Dad. See you in May.
Yeah, that could be the greatest end for our YouTube channel.
I don't know. I don't know if great is the right word there. It would be the end of our YouTube channel. So anyway, yes, that's the story of the bodega. Now, where do you want to go? Do you want to talk about the area? Do you want to talk about...
Yeah, the area.
Yeah.
It's a very... it's a working process. So here we have a wine land with different wine regions, but this area is next to the other wine regions, but it has not yet the seal of the denominación de origen, the DO seal. So in the future, and hopefully in the near future, it will be called Sierra de Gredos.
Yeah, that's the...
Denominación de origen Sierra de Gredos. And there are a couple of asociaciones. One of them is the Sierra de Gredos one, and the other one is the Vinos de Montaña, something like that. They are working hard for creating this new DO. So if we want to find something similar, and the Cebreros DO is pushing for creating these other
Which
DO.
I think they will be soon. I think Cebreros.
Yeah. So Cebreros is a vino de calidad, and so if we want to find something similar to this new wine region, would be Cebreros. It would be the closest.
Yeah.
Cebreros has like 2 different main aspects. One is there is like a Mediterranean continental style, but there is like a mountain style, and it goes as well around 900 meters.
Yeah.
And we have the classic style for mountain wine. This light body,
But loads of punch in the nose.
yes, and good acidity as well.
Oh, so good.
The acidity is also linked to rain as well.
I thought you said that. The acidity is also linked to rain.
Yes, the more rain, the higher is going to be the acidity later in a way. And that's why, and this is a nice topic to talk about, Spain is losing acidity because of the climate change.
Yeah, it's getting too warm and dry here.
And this is something...
it's a problem in Jumilla,
It's a problem. Right? It's a problem in Jumilla, it's a problem in Ribera del Duero, it's a problem in important regions. We are losing acidity in our wines because of the climate change. Less rain, higher temperature will mean later lower acidity. That's why probably we will see in the next few years producers looking for higher altitudes, looking for these fresher, cooler climates. Am I right?
Spot on. I have... Oh, am I allowed to talk about mountains now?
Yeah, sure. Talk about mountains.
Mountain.
What is a mountain?
It's in England, anything bigger than 300 meters. So, like Rocky said, there's a really good quote, and it is... mountains, not the same as high altitude, more on that in a second. Mountain viticulture matters only, this is really nice, only where it is hot below. So in Spain, it's going to become more, and as we keep killing the planet, Greta Thunberg, you were right. Oh, David Attenborough has been saying it for years. We're killing the planet. That's why in England we make nice wine now, because it's too warm. So as Spain gets warmer and the rains start to slow down and the heat constantly is higher, as Roque said, we're going to need to be going higher. Now, there's two different things. There's mountain viticulture, which is a physical thing because it's a mountain, for example. And then there's high altitude vineyards. I found a fun thing. Officially, in the wine industry, it is a recognized fact that high altitude means, this is funny for Spanish people, is above 500 meters, which is most of Spain. So most of Spain, La Mancha, Castilla is
Jumilla.
high altitude. Jumilla, it's all high altitude, but obviously it's flat.
Yeah.
So that's not the same as mountain viticulture.
Yeah. So the climate change is going to open the chances for cooler countries to start their adventure in
UK, England,
in the wine world, like even the south of
Sweden.
Sweden
Yeah.
will be able to produce good wine. Your country is producing really good
already is, yeah.
sparklings that I have tried.
The
and
reds
they're
are rubbish.
really good. But the white and the sparkling wine is amazing
When I go home,
and expensive.
the sparkling is, but the normal white wine is quite reasonable for the quality, which is funny because I'm on one hand I'm really proud. I'm like, yes, because the Romans used to plant wine. On one hand, like, yes, English wine. On the other hand, I'm like, that's not good news. We should not be able to do wine there. That means we're ruining the planet.
So the climate change is going to reorder or reorganize the wine map of the world. In Spain, we should be looking for higher altitudes and mountains are the perfect place. Like in this case, you will see more and more wines coming from these areas.
Now, I'm going to be boring now and talk about mountains. Show them pretty photos of Gredos vineyards.
You mean this?
That's a cool one. I like that one.
No,
Which one do you
this
prefer?
one. This one. I prefer this one.
Okay, so
This one.
the thing with a mountain, which makes it different to just high altitude, is you have orientation, like I said, south. Oh, really?
Shut up. Let me work.
South, west, east, face. I love it. Oh my God, I'm in the countryside. That's cool. Also, you'll have different soils, lots of granite and old rocks, where your vines have to work harder, and drainage because it's gravity is there with you. I've got some fun facts, nerd facts about why mountains and high altitude are different. With every 100-meter increase in altitude,
100 meters.
every 100 meters, the temperature will decrease by about 0.6 to 0.8 degrees. So if you have vineyards at 400 meters, 1,000 meters is going to be a few degrees different, and that's important. You'll be cooler, obviously, upstairs. Also, your diurnal increase, the difference between day and night temperatures, is going to fluctuate, which is why in Ribera del Duero, on the high plains, it's very hot in the day and very cold at the night. With more altitude, that swing is different. UV radiation, so ultraviolet light, is going to be increased. So you get more photosynthesis, thicker skins, more color. So generally, wines that are at higher altitude are more intense, all across the board, basically. The growing season is shorter, but that's not very interesting for you guys. But especially with mountains, the risks increase as well. Frost, hail, problems in winter. So you have, those are high altitude factors. You throw into the mix a mountain, which is also difficult to farm. It's not an easy place to make wine, yet sometimes it works really, really well. Basically, for me, high altitude wines mean intensity. And the grapes need to suffer more, which is good for certain things. Of course, we have wines from Alicante near the coast, which are incredible, big, dense, juicy things. But there's something about these high altitude, especially mountain wines, which really, they taste different. I don't know how, they're kind of electric. I don't know if that makes any sense. Spain has the 6th highest vineyard in the world. Bam, 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 bam. Number 1 is in Argentina, obviously. In the Calaqui, I don't know how you say it, valley. It's 3,100 meters. Rocky Madrid, I'm going to cover it. Where do you think the highest vineyard in Spain is?
Ooh. It's not Ribera?
No, Ribera's only 1,000. This is higher. This is 1,100. This is a bit of a trick question. No, es Peninsula.
Oh, it's Canarias.
Tenerife. In denominación de origen Abona. There's a vineyard there from Bodega Frontos.
I didn't know that.
But 1,650 meter altitude. That is insane. The 6th highest vineyard in the world, and easily the highest in Europe, is in Spain. So we are in Spain used to high altitudes. So if you are interested in high altitude winemaking, Spain is already there for you because most of it is high altitude. But if you're interested in mountain viticulture, Spain is also great. We have the Gredos in Madrid and Avila and the central part where we are here. We have the Sierra de Salamanca, the Salamanca Hills. We have Asturian wines. We have Catalonia, Priorat. If you're interested in high altitude mountain viticulture, Spain is a playground, basically.
I have a question here. Was it hot when the Romans occupied Britain? Well,
it must have, yeah. Oh, you know.
Luckily, I'm reading a wonderful book called SPQR.
Called Viticulture in England. Under the Romans.
SPQR, Senatus Populusque Romanum.
How you have a boyfriend and I don't have a girlfriend?
Well, it's written by a great British Roman specialist called Mary Bird.
Mary Bird, yeah. She looks like a
and
hippie.
I'm reading. Unfortunately, I haven't finished the book. I just started last week.
So knowing you, you'll finish it next week.
Yeah. I will be able to answer this question more properly next week. But as far as I know, the weather in the north of Europe was not that cold as in the center of the continent. Yeah. So, as far as I know, I think it was a warm climate there, but I'm not sure. Let me finish the book and I will tell you.
But it must have been, or the wine was crap. Yep. That's the other alternative. Eva, what about Chile, Andes? Yeah, I mean, the Chile's got loads of very high altitude ones. The USA has the 3rd highest. Italy is the number 10 or 12 highest.
Because Barolo is high.
Not like Spain high though.
No, but it's close to the Alps. I mean,
but they've got things in Alto Adige up in the
Yes,
they've got some high things there. But Spain is higher. But yeah, there's loads. I mean, you find weird things like in Turkey. There's a random vineyard, but in Spain, statistically, for Europe, we have the highest vineyards because Spain is a meseta country. And of course, yeah, Chile and Argentina. Not Argentina, Chile and Argentina I think has some high ones, but Chile and Argentina are the kings because they have Mendoza, which is 3,000 meters up. Good stuff. And anything else? Any questions? Let me check the Instagram. No one asks us things these days. It's very sad.
Yeah, it's
we have a question. Why is Luke so cool? Stop it. But yeah. So yeah, Garnacha. I mean, we showed them a photo of Garnacha. We have a photo of Garnacha. We're not going to talk too much about Garnacha because it's a beautiful grape. I mean, we have done Garnacha a few times. Today we really wanted to focus on mountains and gredos and stuff. But it is important to mention that, like Roque said, Garnacha really is, of red wines, it's the great chameleon grape. It's usually alcoholic. That's the one thing it has in common all the time because it's a very high sugar variety. You have these quite thin skins, so it's just drinking up all that sunshine. But in general, it can be sort of light and elegant like this. Sometimes it can be very light and very juicy. Maybe I could say on the verge of being a bit boring. But it all can also reach levels, and obviously this will include you macerating the skins for longer to get more colour out, but it can also get extraordinarily alcoholic. So Garnacha, we love Garnacha because we love it because people love it. It's a very affable open grape.
For me, it's the second grape of Spain.
Yeah,
After Tempranillo, it's Garnacha.
And I think Tempranillo, Garnacha is more of a crowd pleaser, because if you don't know what somebody likes to drink, take Garnacha. It's juicy, it's fun, it's got full of flavour, boozy. Tempranillo sometimes can be quite hard.
I remember right now, sorry, back to the altitude thing. Basus Pinot Noir of Hispano Suizas is one of the best Pinot Noir because they have the altitude.
Yeah, they have to.
And Pinot Noir is a very complicated grape.
It's like, it's too hot.
It's a very delicate grape for our climate, and it works in Requena because they fix the heat with the altitude. So, and we have one of the best. We have had it in one of the boxes, right? The first box we had the Basus Pinot Noir.
Good. And I don't really like Pinot Noir, but that is
this is really good.
Well, that's probably all for today. That's all of my amazing notes.
Yes, and well,
what's the next wine?
Let me check.
Oh my god! Is it a white wine? I think.
Hijalba Maturana Blanca.
Ooh,
the moment arrived.
Let me show you the bottle.
Yes. So by next Monday, we are gonna try this rare white grape from Rioja.
And we've got a really cool video.
Oh! Prepare a nice aperitif with cheese and some, even a light sausage like salchichon. That could work perfect.
Any salami and stuff. This one is a fascinating wine. It's just a nice label.
So gift yourself a nice aperitif for next Monday.
Right, that's it, I suppose. Go home and
finish the bottle.
Do something with your life.
Well, we will see you next
Monday.
Next Monday at 9:30. Please take care of yourselves and be happy.
Others.
Give us a like and subscribe, and that's all. See you.
Ciao.